Hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I'll be giving you some information on how product managers and business analysts can build healthy relationships with their engineering team, also known as developers. So let's get into it. So I taken a previous video on how to build healthy relationships with designers. So if you haven't got to see that video, you can click on the link that I've provided in the description box and you can view it. So product managers and engineers, okay, they are two different personas, but if you see the relationship between these two, it's very critical for any success of the product. So if you have a good relationship with your engineering team, it can be the best experience. But if you don't have a good relationship with the engineering team, then it could be kind of a fuzzy and a kind of a bad experience. So when working with engineers, as I said, for designers also, they are the real experts and subject matter expertise of the engineering side of the product. So it's good when working with the engineering team, business analysts and product owners need to have some good understanding and knowledge of technology and programming. So when I say a good knowledge, it doesn't mean that you need to know how to code and you need to know the logics or you need to know A to Z of technology, but you need to have a fairly good knowledge and understanding of how things work and just the abstract level of things. Okay, just the things that's enough for having a good collaboration and interaction with the engineering team. Okay, the reason why they say that currently, because so far product owners and business analysts, they have all that functional and general knowledge and expertise with them, but developers, they already know that, and clients know the functional side of things, the business side of things. But what's really important and what teams are looking for is someone who can really understand, as much as they understand the business side of things, the business aspects and pain points, customer pain points and needs. There needs to be someone who can really resonate with the engineering team's problems, the challenges that they are facing, and their ideas that they're coming in, their feedbacks and inputs. So that's where product managers and business analysts, they come into picture. So in order to understand the technical side of things, you need a fair understanding, an understanding which would help you to really have a very good relationship with the engineering team. So learning technology, having a fair understanding and knowledge of technology and programming, at least understand what's front end, what's the back end, what does the front end do, what does the back end do, what are APIs, things like that, just the base of what technical aspects of the product or project you're working on. Okay, these are all some base things that everyone should know. So that's something that I told you, and I've taken a couple of videos on that also. So if you want to see those videos and get to know what those are, you can click on the links that I've provided also. So coming back to the topic, okay, so the reason why they say that product managers or business analysts should have this technical understanding is just not because that they want you to provide logics to the engineering team. No, not like that. They just want you to have a greater appreciation to what technology is and what are the challenges and complexities that the engineering team is facing. When you have that, you would be able to resonate well, as I said, with the team and understand their pain points as well. Okay, and it's not that they want you to provide logics. Okay, just leave it up to them, because they are the teams who's going to work on the product, they are going to build the product, and even if there's any problem, they are the ones who get called in order to resolve that particular issue. So give them that space. Okay, so whenever you kind of, again, when you deal with a particular problem, when you have a client who's come in with some needs or they have certain pains, don't just sit with that on your own. Okay, as much as you're taking it to the designers, take it even to your engineers. Okay, because they will have valuable inputs, they would have inputs coming from their perspectives, you would get inputs, feedbacks, ideas coming from multiple perspectives. So according to new product discovery ways of working, It's not again traditional way where you sit down with the requirement, you do the A to Z analysis, and then you give it to designers, and then they take it to the product the product development team. No, when you have this problem, take it to the developers as well, the engineering team. Explain what is the issue, okay? Explain what is happening, what is the expectations, what are the business needs. When you give them that expectation, they would be able to come up with their ideas and maybe probably a better solution as well. Okay, so I'm not saying take everything to them, okay, and depend on them for everything, but I'm saying, and what's recommended also is, take the problem to them also. They would also have a greater appreciation and they would feel valuable. They would also feel like missionaries because they would get that feeling of solving a customer problem or issue. Okay, they would also know that they are building something worthwhile. And don't isolate them as a separate team and not take anything of these problems to them. Involve them in problem solving and discussions as well. Okay, so when you have stand-ups, so in that stand-ups there are two things that can be done. One is you discuss on what are the items that the team is working on, items that are being worked on and needs to be moved to production. And there's another set that discussion you can have of these pain points that are coming in, things that are in discovery phase. So this discussion can also happen, and this is where you can have greater discussion. So if it's not in your stand-ups, you can schedule calls and you can have these discussions with the team. Okay, so many of you would say stand-up is not for discussions, it's just like for updates. Yes, keep it totally flexible, whatever works for your team and for you. So that's left up to your team. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the second thing to keep in mind is when you work with developers, don't try to bluff things up. Okay, they would never get fooled. Okay, they are very skeptical, they are logical, they know the ins and out of things. So if at all they ask you any question on the business side, or you're trying to bring something from the business side to them, make sure that you're clear regarding the requirement. Don't try to bluff up with them. So if at all you don't know the answer or you're not sure of anything, tell them that you would revert back to them after getting whatever they asked clarified. Okay, so that's the second point to keep in mind. And the third one is, when you are working with a team and you want to brainstorm with the team, figure out who's really interested in the discovery phase in problem solving. So there are a couple of developers that you would have on your team. Some may be team leads, some would be seniors, juniors. You would have different engineers of different designations. So whoever really is interested in this product discovery, get them onto this process and discuss this with the problems with those teams. So generally you have developers, some maybe very generalist, like they would focus on front end, back end technologies. Some would be dealing with really specific technologies like AI, machine learning, and things like that. Okay, so you need to figure out the right balance, the right people who you would need. So generally seniors, they would have a broader understanding and experience and expertise. So when you bring on these engineers into this phase of product discovery, it would be really fruitful and helpful for you and your team in building impactful solutions. So that's something I wanted to give you some information. And read on books also. Personally, I've read books and they were really helpful. So Marty Kagan, the book Inspired, is really good. So you can read on them, and most of the points that I've said is from that book. So all credits goes to Marty Kagan. So that's something that I want to let you know. I hope that this information was a little helpful for you. So if you liked this video, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.